Hi, my name is Karim Kamal Zahir, and I'm going to be showcasing my news app that I created using Flutter for my internship with Unique Interns.
Hi, now I'm going to showcase the news app itself here on the right. As you can see here, this is the home page where basically it loads all the recent news articles. It also displays the pictures on the left, unless there's no picture, which is just going to be a default value. And it also will show the article name and the author, as well as the time and date for the publishing of the article. And if I press on an article, for example, this Chick-fil-A one, it's going to direct me to the website of the New York Post, where it's going to show me the entire article. Now, the way I have implemented this now on the left here is as using Flutter. Basically, first of all, here is the main.dart file, which is basically the entry point for the application where the void.main is called. And as you can see, it calls run app on my app. And here is the app, which basically just opens the home page. And I've also defined instance here, which include the API code, but I'm not going to be showing it in this video for security reasons, and the placeholder image link for the placeholder image. And over here in the home page, first actually let's show you the article. Here is the article model, which I use to save the information from for each article that will be displayed. Basically, it stores the source, the author, the title, the description, the URL to be directed to, the URL to the image, the published time, the published at, and the content itself. And it stores it, like it needs all this information in order to actually start. And I also made the function article from JSON, which basically takes in the JSON object, which was received by the API, because and it uses and to JSON to also like do the other way around. And here I also defined the source uh, class, which basically or model, which basically just has the ID and the name for each source, and same from and to JSON implementations. Now, as previously stated, this uses a RESTful API, which basically means that I'm able to use HTTP requests to get requests and load information and handle models and data from outside APIs. In this case, I use the news API in order to get the news, and it displays the uh, business-related news when it comes to the US. Now, let's review the homepage. Basically, it's a stateful widget, so it continues updating once any changes are detected. And I use the DIO, the DIO package in order to handle these HTTP requests and sends. And I define, of course, the list of articles, which is the list which is then used to display all the articles over here. I initialize the state, and then I call the get news function, which I am going to show the implementation for um, soon. Now, first, here I have a format datetime function, which I use in order to transfer the formatted datetime for the formats of the datetime from a different format to this more clean format. And then here in the actual widget itself, as you can see, I call in the scaffold, and I have the app bar, which has news at the top, and then I build the UI in the body. For building the UI, I use the list view builder to build the list, which takes in the item count as the article.length and and then for each article, the item builder uses each article to create a list style where untapped, it launches the URL. So this functionality is what launches the URL, which I'm also going to be showing. And it starts leading with the actual image from network, which is which uses the URL image from the article or the placeholder if the URL image is not available and shows it on the left, leading the actual text. And then the text is, of course, the article title, which has the title for the actual article as well as the author for the article. And finally, the subtitle, which just shows the formatted time for the published at, like, which is the time where it was published. Now, for the get news, I first get a response using my API key from the news API, as previously stated, using the DIO package. I then create an articles.json list, which saves the articles as a list of JSON files or JSON objects, basically. And then I set the new state for the application, where like every the news article is gonna map the JSONs to list, and then if the title was removed, it will also like handle it, and finally it will change the articles with the new articles. So basically, this new article stores the JSON, the list of JSON, and then it will like it will only take the ones which are not removed, and then save them into the article. So it checks if it's removed and removes them, and then like it only checks like if it's not removed, then it will add it to the list of news articles, and then it would update the new articles. And finally, the launch URL, which basically awaits launching the URL, which is uh, uh, from the URL launcher URI package, which basically launches the URI as shown here on the right when I press on an article, and it throws an exception if there is any issues when it comes to loading it. That's basically it for the News app application. It's a pretty simple application, and due to how I have structured this, it goes through all the needed aspects of a RESTful API, where it gets information from the internet, it handles HTTP requests, it um, it handles the JSON files returned, it converts them correctly, it handles creating models, and etc. So thank you for watching, and I also have this already on my GitHub repository, which I'm going to be leaving the link for in the description. If you have any questions, please feel free to check out the code or contact me, which also find my details there.